Let's be real, people. Donald Trump is going to slaughter Joe Biden for president of the United States and win re-election. Now, why do I think that? Why do I think Biden is such a terrible choice for the Democratic Party? Why do I think Donald Trump even stands a point of re-election after what can be seen as 4 years of not really all that much special? I don't care how much. Right. I don't care how much you support the Republican Party or any of that stuff. If you're going to tell me that this was a great 4 years of presidency ranked against other presidents, I know Donald Trump will tell you he's the greatest of all time, but look, I don't even want to cast dispersions on one side of the spectrum or the other here, because I'm just it's just a mixture of embarrassed, disheartened, just we're seeing just the same old go down. And why is it that I think that Joe Biden is such a poor choice? I don't see any of those fringe voters, the people that are the quote unquote 20% in the middle. If you don't what I mean by the 20% in the middle, it doesn't matter who you throw out there. 40% of the people are going to vote Democrat. 40% of the people are going to vote Republican. It could be I don't. It could be a monkey wrench and a screwdriver, and if one had an R and one had a D, 40% would vote for one over the other, guaranteed. And it doesn't matter what color, what size the monkey wrench or screwdriver was. It doesn't matter. 40% are going to vote for the one with the D, and 40% are going to vote for the one with the R. It's that 20% in the middle that decide every election. If you don't believe me, look at Reagan versus Mondale, and I'm sure I've brought this up before in the past. That is considered one of the biggest landslide elections in U.S. history. Walter Mondale won one state, his home state of Minnesota, something that Al Gore couldn't even do. Mondale actually won his home state, unlike Al Gore. Think about that, Democratic Party. But when you look at things, it's like wow, that's a slaughter. He only won one state and Washington D.C. How is that possible? Simple. He was a terrible candidate with a vice presidential candidate that had a husband that had ties with the mob and pornography and all this other stuff and shady. He was an awful candidate. Reagan just steamrolled him. Reagan was going for a re-election. Reagan had high approval ratings, so of course Mondale got slaughtered. He was a suspect candidate going against a red-hot president for re-election. But what percentage of people actually voted for Mondale, even though Walter Mondale was considered an inept mess of a candidate? 41% of the people that turned out to vote voted for Walter Mondale. Now, that's astounding for two reasons. Number one, you figure voter turnout would be a bit lower when, your guy doesn't have a chance. Everyone knew that Mondale didn't stand a chance against Reagan. No one in their right mind was even remotely predicting a chance that Walter Mondale was going to win this election. So right there you have just fringe voters just not even really going to care out to go out and vote. You're going to have people in the Republican Party going well, I'm not going to vote. And the people in the Democratic Party going, well, I'm not going to vote. This is a shoo-in. But yet 41% of the people that still went out to vote voted for Walter Mondale. Okay? That's about as worse of a candidate as you can get. And 41% of people still voted for the guy against Ronald Reagan. That's almost half. That's 9 percentage points away from half. Now, granted, it's still a landslide victory for Ronald Reagan, but the point goes to show that it doesn't matter who you have out there. Walter Mondale is still to this day considered the worst presidential candidate that either party has ever thrown up there. And it would be Trump if Trump lost, but he didn't. So the Democratic Party 4 years ago throws Bernie Sanders under the bus and shoehorns in the Queen of Sealand. Figure out what C stands for. Hillary Clinton, the Queen of Sealand, gets the Democratic nomination. Sorry, kid. This ain't the Shay Tarts channel. Sorry, he's trying to bring his truck on camera and show it off, but like I said, I'm not Shay Carl, kid. So you get Hillary Clinton as the candidate, and she loses to a reality TV show host, a non-politician. And what do you follow it up with, Democratic Party? You elect Joe Biden, which I don't know why or how you're getting a guy with suspect past, suspect tendencies, and you're seeing one of which pop up as someone's accusing him of sexual assault. And you're going to see more things like this pop up. There's no surprise to anyone that wasn't for this guy getting into office, getting to be elected to be potentially in office. All I can think of is that the Democratic Party and the Democratic voters said, yo, this is, at least the fringe ones said, yo, this is Barack Obama's vice presidential guy. He's second in command, so he's the next best thing since Barack Obama. Wrong! He's one of the most farthest distant things from Barack Obama. He's just... Again, vote for whoever you want, support for whoever you want. But my God, would it be so much to ask for just something different? Just something that would just, I don't know, just be a little bit ounce of different. Again, it may sound like I'm just some bleeding heart Bernie Sanders supporter, and I by far am no way in support of a full socialist change in America, that everything has to change to socialism immediately. But my God, would a hybrid socialist democracy be that bad of an idea right now? Do you even understand what that is out there? Are you just that scared of it, America? But my personal feelings aside from things, okay, great. We got the guy that is going to be Joe Biden, who is just no more different than any other politician that's been in there. No more or less corrupt than the next guy, though some would argue he's more corrupt. Let's bring Donald Trump back in, a guy who's managed to, what I consider to be one of the most unaccomplished presidents ever. I mean, the whole thing is you have like one big thing that you strive for when you become a presidential nominee, and his whole thing was, building the wall. Where is that wall? Where's that wall? People might be like, well, the Democrats in the Congress, they held blah, 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 blah. Well, you know how many Republicans in Congress got in the way of Obama and his initiatives to push Obamacare? A lot. And it had to be revised again and again and again to get Congress to approve it, to get Obamacare to what it finally was as a finished product. I don't care if you like or hate Obamacare. The bottom line is Barack Obama ran on a re-election campaign with one of the primary focuses being nationalized health care for everyone in this country, and he got it done. I don't care if you like how it turned out, you hate how it turned out. The bottom line is he got it done. Donald Trump ran on a campaign of the quote-unquote build the wall movement, and that wall didn't get built. And what did he accomplish? And to devil's advocate things here for a second here. And this is what is going to help lead the fringe voters, and to make my point of how he is going to just slaughter Joe Biden. When Donald Trump got elected, people were just like, goodbye gay rights, goodbye all this and that and whatnot. And what really happened? What really happened? Did this big anti-gay movement come that just made gay marriage illegal? Did gay rights really devolve that much? You might say like, yeah, well, a lot more people got uppity and there was a lot more people speaking out against homosexuality and whatnot. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe he did rabble-rouse the rabble-rousers. But, sorry, I almost threw up there thinking of Donald Trump. Anyway, getting just the rabble-rousers up is one thing, but did I really see the outlawing of homosexuality increase? No, I can't tell you with a straight face I did. I hate Donald Trump. I hate his presidency. But has he been that damning to the institution, to the civilization, to the rules that were put in place before him? Not that much. You may pull out little things here and there. Oh, he's going to launch missiles. It's going to be war. And oh my God. And, I I saw one airstrike he ordered in the Middle East, and that's it. You could say, like, well, there was airstrikes in Iraq and Afghanistan that were carrying out, but that's all stuff carried over from GW's war, so I can't really blame Trump for that, because ongoing missions continued, or just warring efforts continued. So am I going to blame Trump for that? Did he start any new wars? Okay, he killed an Iranian general. I mean, is it really that bad? What was he doing in Iraq to begin with? What was a troublemaking Iranian general doing in Iraq to begin with? Anyway, the point I'm getting at is, have things been that bad under Donald Trump when, the pretense of what he was elected upon, the pretense of the fears that people had, did those fears really come to fruition? Like, answer that seriously. I'm not saying you have to be convinced into liking the guy, but did what you think he was going to do in office really translate to that nightmare that you had envisioned? But I still stand by the whole saying of what I said earlier, in that he is by far the most unaccomplished president I have ever seen take office in America. Ever. So, we're gonna reelect him, or give the second best thing since Barack Obama, since he was Barack Obama's vice president, Joe Biden, old man Biden, old mumbling Joe. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear how many little nicknames Trump tags this guy with. Like, my God, at least Hillary Clinton stood a chance at beating this guy, because at least she was a female that would at least get a definite female vote behind her. What does Joe Biden definitely bring other than that 40%? He's going to get the 40% of committed Democrats that are going to show up to vote, and who else? Because those fringe voters are going to be like, and again, don't think of this as a loyal Democrat or Republican that either hates or loves Donald Trump right now, because those fringe voters don't really love or hate Donald Trump. They're kind of in the middle, and they're going to say, well, he didn't really nuke anything. He didn't stop homosexuals from being homosexuals. He didn't start any new wars. And you know what? He really didn't even build that wall. So he wasn't that bad, but he's not that good. But I know what I have with him. And people will be content with being like, yeah, well, the whole coronavirus thing, can I really blame him? Even though I personally do bring as bad as it got in America on him. But the fringe voters are going to be like, well, that was the whole thing. It came from China, blah, blah, blah. So it's not really his fault. That's how fringe voters think. That's how they're going to think. And do you think they're going to side with Biden? What is the one great thing that Biden's bringing to the table that is going to win people over? That's why it's like, I just don't know how Bernie Sanders doesn't get to be the clear-cut choice, because at least he brings something different that is an electable factor. What is that one electable factor that Joe Biden brings to the table over Donald Trump that is going to get that 20% in the middle to jump over to Biden instead of Trump? What is it? You tell me. You tell me that he's not a prick like Trump. Well, Donald Trump was as much of a prick now as he was 4 years ago, and he got elected over Hillary. So give me something else more than that. It just blows my mind that this is what we got. This mess of two men is what we got for the election. So no, I don't have any hope. I don't have any hope that the Democrats can win this election. None whatsoever. Then again, I didn't think Donald Trump stood a chance. I thought it was possible. To be fair, I did make a video saying that it wasn't over. And people came at me on Twitter when, Trump's down by 10 percentage points to Hillary. There's no way he's gonna win against that. What happened? So again, I'm not gonna say nevers and definites and whatnots, but yeah, Joe Biden stands a chance because hell could proverbially freeze over and people wake up and see like, I guess Donald Trump isn't really that good. But I don't think enough will. I don't think there's a chance. Joe Biden hasn't offered this one big initiative that is going to win people over. other than just basic stuff. Hi, I'm a basic presidential candidate with basic means and ways. Vote for me. You ain't gonna win over the middle of the pack with that. What do you think of Joe Biden, kid? What do you think of Joe? Is Joe Biden gonna beat Donald Trump? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, if 3-year-olds or 2.5-year-olds could vote, Joe Biden could win. All right. So unless there's some sort of constitutional change that allows 2.5-year-olds to vote in this election, then Joe Biden's gonna win. If not, 4 more years of Trump. So, anyways, I'm just saying, don't kid yourselves. Embrace yourselves for another 4 years of Trump. But again, the only comfort I can to give to people is, at least he has trouble getting stuff done. I mean, he's had to practically get teeth pulled out of his head to get something that he wants done. He has to shut down the government just to get the potential of getting a wall built, and it still doesn't get built after the government gets shut down. What an accomplished presidency this past 4 years was. But again, I won't be shocked if he wins the re-election. Not for 1 second over Biden. Anyway, people, it's my 2 cents on Biden versus Trump. Let's just sit back and watch the SHIT show unfold, because, man, it's going to be, oh my God, it's going to be interesting. Holy cow. I mean, I'll at least look forward to the debates, even though, again, it won't matter. It won't matter who ultimately wins and loses those debates, because unless Joe Biden has something groundbreaking to offer that is going to really just shake things beyond just I'm a common candidate with common goals and ways, then whatever. Then again, talk is cheap, and the American democracy is even cheaper. Have a good day, everyone, and blah, 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 politics. That is all.